I won't bow down to no man.
Hello, and welcome back to another week of Spittin' Sports with Lamar. I am Casey Lamar, and I'm coming at you from the 256. Don't forget, if you do enjoy this video, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Today, we're going to look at the PGA Championship from the weekend. Very fun to watch, very fun to see. NASCAR Michigan, just real quick about that. Maryland football, obviously what happened over the weekend with the coach, what's been going on there for what seems since 2015. And then the MLB standings as of yesterday, August 12th. But I would like to start with the PGA Championship. Tiger Woods set social media on fire with the backwards hat and sunglasses. But the final standings, you probably already know. Brooks Koepka, he won at 16 under for the tournament. And then Tiger Woods was second by himself at 14 under. Adam Scott was third at 13. Stewart Cink and John Rahm tied for fourth at 11. And then you had Francesco Molinari, Thomas Peters, Justin Thomas, Gary Woodland all tied at 10 under for sixth place. But it was Brooks Koepka's third major win of his career, and it was the second of the year for him. He became only the fifth player to win the U.S. Open and the PGA Championship in the same season. As the round progressed, they both were just on point. Koepka just looked like he wasn't going to be denied. He did what he had to do throughout the day. Tiger Woods, he obviously made the late charge, but it was just too little too late. And then his chances towards the end of the round, 17 hurt him. He still would have lost even if he would have birdied 17. But that's he struggled there, but he got out with a par, and then obviously he birdied 18. But Koepka just wasn't going to be stopped, it looked like. But I know at one point, when I actually got to watch, I think Tiger was on 17. They said he had seven birdies and only a total of 37 feet for those 7 birdies. It's just outrageous. I mean, it was old Tiger. It was Tiger wearing the black pants and the red shirt. It was fun to watch. I know it was the highest ratings in a long time. I forgot specifically. I saw the graphic, but it was just outrageous. It was fun to watch. Made a lot of money for golf. I know that's for sure. And then just played it out to the end. Kept his lead. And then there was the tournament right there. That was it. But it was a lot of fun to watch Tiger. Looked like old Tiger. All the way, the build-up that's going to go on till the Masters is going to be crazy. You're going to hear nothing but about Tiger. Until then, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun for golf. A lot of really good for golf as long as he's in contention. I think it would still be good too if he won, because then people are like, when's he going to win the next one? Next one. But Koepka, third major of his career, second of the season, and became only the fifth player to win the U.S. Open and PGA Championship in the same season. But a lot of fun to watch. Again, like I've said 14 times already, a lot of fun to watch. Tiger Woods was on his game. Gets everybody excited, especially people that don't know golf. They know Tiger Woods. Really gets them excited to see. But now I'll just touch on NASCAR at Michigan. This is just the last lap here. Kevin Harvick did win his 7th race of 2018, most he's ever had in a career, and there's still 14 races left in the season. Just craziness. But he completely dominated yesterday. He won both stages and won the race. He led 108 of 200 laps. He led over half the race, so that tells you what you need to know. But the rest of the top 10, they went as follows. Brad Keselowski finished second. Kyle Busch got third. Austin Dillon came away with fourth. Ryan Blaney was fifth. Kurt Busch was sixth. Eric Almirola was seventh. Denny Hamlin was eighth. Chase Elliott, the winner from the week before, Chase Elliott was 9th, and Joey Logano was 10th. Monster Energy Series, they will be in Bristol this week. They will race the Monster Energy Cup Series. They will race on Saturday night. and then the other races will be Friday, and I believe the trucks are on Wednesday. They usually are for the night race, but we'll see as we go forward. Saturday the Cup Series will be at Bristol. It used to be one of the most exciting races in NASCAR. Probably the hardest ticket to get in NASCAR, the night race at Bristol. Bristol's really seen a lack of fans showing up. It's crazy. It's pretty empty there, and it's sad to see. But Kevin Harvick won again, 7th time at Michigan yesterday. Now I just wanted to touch on the Maryland football. I'm just going to give some of the facts and some of the things that have been coming out, some of the stories that are being told. Just a quick overview, because you could really talk about all the stuff that is in the articles and everything. You could really talk for hours on hours on hours about everything that is coming out with that, and then just touch on the Ohio State for maybe 10 seconds. But Maryland football, University of Maryland football players and people close to the program have been describing a toxic coaching culture under current head coach DJ Durkin. And then really talking about this really all came to light after the death of offensive lineman Jordan McNair back in June following a football workout. McNair, he died 2 weeks after being hospitalized, which he was hospitalized after a team workout. He collapsed during 110-yard sprints, or 110 sprints, whatever you want to call them. But he showed visible signs of extreme exhaustion, and he couldn't even stand up straight. He had to be helped. He did not finish the sprints under his own power. They walked him around the facility and eventually had to take him to the hospital. But he was hospitalized with a body temperature of 106 degrees, and there was never really an official release of what it's cause of death, but it's being reported a heat stroke, because he obviously did suffer a heat stroke. But head coach DJ Durkin, he has been placed on administrative leave while further investigation is being conducted into what is going on with the program, what's been happening. I know in recent weeks, current and former players, people close to the program, and former people on the staff, they just spoke out about the toxic environment and just what's been going on under Durkin. And a lot of it has to do with strength and conditioning coach. He's a real focal point coach, the strength and conditioning coach, Rick Court. And some of the stories that were shared, it's an environment based on fear and intimidation, such as a player was holding a meal in his hands during a meeting, and he had that meal slapped out of his hands by a coach in front of his teammates, everybody, whatever else went along with that, screaming, yelling, had the food slapped out of his hand in front of everybody. And at times, Court, the strength and conditioning coach, he threw small weights and other objects in the direction of players when he was angry while they were working out. Belittling, humiliation, and embarrassment of players. A player that coaches wanted to lose weight, they wanted him to lose weight. They forced him to eat candy bars while he watched his teammates work out. They forced a kid to eat candy bars while watching his teammates work out. I mean, it just sounds like something. It sounds like something some middle school bullies would try to do. Try to shove candy in a fat kid's face or something when they're trying to bully somebody. Just ridiculous. And then of course profanity-laced tirades. You have coaches that scream and yell, and yelling and cussing is one way about it, but they would go about it as if a player didn't finish a workout or a weight lift, or he couldn't. One player said he was subject to one of those tirades after he passed out. He passed out while doing a drill, like something that he's not in control of. He's working out, doing what he's pushing himself, and he passes out. Well, then they jump his case and just go crazy on him because he passed out, trying to push himself for what they want to do, for what they want him to do. But he was subject to that after passing out, doing what was asked of him. But like I said, the list of things that have happened or have happened over that time since he became coach, it's endless. Like I said, you could talk about it forever. Probably not even hours, probably days, just the amount of things that have been coming out. But there's just too much there for not to be true. You can't. There's just too much there. I mean, a kid died. But yeah, I think the entire coaching staff fired, clean sweep, wipe everybody out. But I think they should be subject to possible criminal charges of some sort. Uh, slapping stuff out of people's hands, openly neglecting if they have an issue. I mean, a 19-year-old kid, Jordan McNair, he died because they openly ignored. He was passing out. He couldn't stand on his 2 feet. They had to carry him and still made him finish the workout, but he had to be carried. But they didn't tend to him. The one about facing the profanity-laced tirade after passing out. They didn't see if he was okay after he passed out. They got in his face like he was trash, like he was a dog, like he was a slave. It's just ridiculous. I mean, I understand the trying to be tough, trying to push the players, but this is entirely over the top. A kid died. Making somebody eat candy bars and watch people work out. Throwing weights at people, you could kill somebody. Passing out after a drill, it's just crazy. But like I said, 19-year-old kid lost his life to all this. There's all this other stuff that's happening. It's just ridiculous. They got to be, like I said, clean sweep, get everybody out of there. Coach should be fired. Coaches should be fired. Coaches should be facing some sort of charges or something. Something's got to happen. I know the family currently has bringing a lawsuit against the school after their son's death. But I'll move on. You could just, like I said, you could just go on and on and on about it. It's terrible. But I'll mention the Ohio State thing. The Ohio State investigators that the school hired, they're set to meet with Zach Smith, and he is going to answer questions and talk about the domestic abuse allegations that have been made against him. Obviously, that's been going on they said they wanted to finish in 14 days, so we should know something next week. But 2 very bad situations. 1, to their own players. 2, neglecting a coach that is possibly beating on his wife. I know in some of it they said he said they were equally at fault for their relationship and whatever. But I mean, if you're beating on your wife, you're beating on your wife, man. That's crazy. We'll move on from that. We'll go to the Major League Baseball standings. I'm going to give a quick look at each division and then, of course, the wild card, as you can see on the screen. The American League East goes as follows. The Red Sox still in the lead. Don't look like they're going to relinquish that lead either. And then the Yankees are behind them, 9.5 back. Just like I've said every time I've talked about the standings, the Rays are in 3rd place in the AL East. They're 24 games back. So Red Sox, Yankees there. The Central, the Indians are running away with it now. The Twins, obviously, they sold off their players, but they're in 2nd place in the Central. They are 12 games back. The American League West starting to get a little tight. Astros still lead, but the Athletics, the A's, nipping at the heels now. They're only 2.5 back. The National League East, Braves and Phillies tied for the lead in the AL East. NL East. Sorry, I don't know why I do that every time. The NL East, and then the Nationals are 5.5 back. National League Central, the Cubs lead. They're up another game after last week on the Brewers. The Brewers are three games behind. The Cardinals are 5.5. And then the National League West, there's still 4 teams with a chance. The D-backs now lead over the Dodgers. The Dodgers are a game back. The Rockies are a game and a half back. And the Giants are now 6. The wild card goes as follows. As you can see there, the Yankees, they lead by 4.5 games over the Athletics. The Athletics are in the last wild card spot. The Yankees are 4.5 up. The A's hold that last spot, and they only hold it by 1.5 games over the Seattle Mariners. And then the Rays are the only team with even a fighting chance. It seems like they're 10 games back, but it still looks like just those 3 teams in the American League for the wild card. A National League wild card goes as follows here. Phillies and Brewers, they're tied right now for those 2 spots. So they currently hold those 2 spots, but they're tied. Like they're tied. So, but right, if the playoffs were to start today, Phillies and Brewers would be in. Then the Dodgers trail by 2 games behind them. The Cardinals are 2.5 games out. The Rockies are 2.5 games. The Pirates are 5 games. Nationals are 5.5 games, and the Giants are 7 games out of the wild card. So still a lot of teams with a shot in the National League. Still very close playoff races. There's 4 teams in the National League. The Central is now heating up. The Cardinals are coming back. 3 teams in the East. But that's where I'll leave for baseball today. There has already been one game played today. The Marlins and Braves had a doubleheader. The Braves won the first game 9-1. It has completed. They'll play again later tonight. But I'll give an update on the standings for baseball once a week, probably every Monday. So look for that every Monday. I'll give an update on the standings. But that's it for today. We'll keep an eye out on the Maryland and Ohio State situations. Those are like the big controversial things that are really going on right now in sports, and it's football, which is getting ready to start. So you have 2 programs that are in a bad situation. But we'll also see what happens throughout the week. Obviously, every day something else happens. So we'll see what happens. But don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed this video or any of the other ones that I have. Go check out the page. And like I said, daily videos will keep coming at you. But this has been Spittin' Sports with Lamar. I am Casey Lamar. I look forward to talking to you all again tomorrow.